sharing your experiences. Yeah. Oh, that's a good time to watch the performance. That actually.
Where's that wall? Oh, Mary, do you want to switch seats?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Well, this was a gift this week to have this as part of my week. You might have seen in Megan's day, there was me with my little hat, like sitting on the bench for a few minutes because I had said I will stop in before we work together. And it was like one of those days where I had like literally 9 different appointments at specific times, and I don't have a car, so transit is involved, and it's just like really specific. And so I arrived and sat down, and like the experience of the room completely changed my body. I was like, oh, there's no conversation to have. I just need to sit here for 10 minutes and witness and absorb and then leave. And like we said hi. Yeah. and then I left. Yeah, and so, but it prepared me really well for a couple days later. And I arrived and was like, was I supposed to wear black? I really didn't. For me, this was it 2 hours, 2.5 hours of work. That time, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just gonna play some technology here to change the speed, which we can experience time differently here.
Faster or slower?
Faster.
Oh.
Let's see.
Yeah, I just felt really drawn to get to know you. And so I was like, I trust that whatever happens I'll know something that I didn't before.
Yeah, you must have become very good friends through this. One of the things you do, right, when you fully immerse yourself into something creative or that is a really wonderful exercise is to leave your ego at the door, right? And so I remember in grad school, my supervisor would walk into the room and he was very serious and he was actually quite terrifying. And he would just say, "Did you leave your ego at the door?" And I would be so scared. So now I try to tell people it in a very kind way with a smile on my face, but please, and I see you can achieve so much and you can become good friends in the process of that by opening up to new opportunities, right? So as a professor seeing that, I'm like, oh,
could you just connect with my supervisor? You know, it was very intimate.
Yeah. I feel like something I wouldn't think about, but it became more and more clear in the process was how we actually deliver the brush to the other person. Because when you holding the brush, finding ways to draw, you're kind of like on the driver's seat in a way.
Yes.
even we don't know who's actually on the driver's seat. But then when you're trying to hand over,
Yeah.
like there's a
Amazing.
I wonder what it will look like.
It's on your leg.
I know. It got stuck to me a lot.
Yeah, I wonder what it looks like in very slow, you know.
This is also the pleasure of working as a collaborator with Yujie, is that you're like in the middle of just making something, and then she whips out her computer and says, "We need to change that time speed," and she does it so quickly,
Yes.
and then you have a whole other project that you didn't think was happening, and that's quite a nice experience.
Yeah, how we hand over the brush. And then that became kind of the transition.
Yeah.
And we always find different ways, and then we're trying to put our hands close and close, almost grab the brush, and then we start to move paralyzed, and then different ways. Yeah, that was really fun. And also afterwards we talked about the process, and then there's like a lot of like care and trust and risk taking, and like just taking turns to be ourselves and try things that comes to your mind, and then you know that the other person is on the right with you. You're feeling pretty safe to do like the testing.
Yeah. I'm getting more ink on the brush there, and the smell of the ink was like that was overwhelmed my senses during this experience, and both of us often had like the paper touching our face, our faces.
And
yeah, that's a brush passing.
Yeah, and at one point we kind of put our faces on that wall.
Yeah.
And then really smell the ink. Oh, also I want to mention the ink I'm using and the brush. So I was using the traditional Chinese calligraphy ink and brush. And the reason I'm using that is because I have it. So one of the method I use in my practice is really work with what you have. And a lot of things that I've been using here was, so see, all the paper, I brought it probably like 2 years ago because I want to just do some writings and calligraphy practice, but I never get the time to do that. And then by the time I'm doing this work, I just pulling all of my art supplies here, and then to see whatever I have, and then use that as my supplies. And then something I discovered after I start my practice, after my work here, is I really like how the paper collaborates with the ink, because it absorbs the ink in a way that you wouldn't necessarily to predict. And then just by one line, you could also see time in that line, because it's heavier and white at the beginning, and then slowly it becomes drier and lighter. Yeah.
Do you want to show them the end moment? The connection that you talked about?
Oh, this is when we put our face on the wall. And there was a kind of a tunnel. So some of the paper is going out from the wall. So there's like this tunnel that we looked at each other. this feel like laundry drying process.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes we feel like we're reading newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. um,
That felt so good.
so we're holding the pen
The paintbrush?
Yeah.
paintbrush.
It has a little like tiny string on the end that was between our fingers. And we were like making a lot of vocal sounds. Is it because it's fast? That's so funny.
And also the sound is having
Distortion.
yeah.
Hmm.
And that's the end.
Yeah. Then the paintbrush dropped.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Does anyone have anything they want to contribute or ask or share?
I just want to say, like, I didn't realize how involved, like, and empathetic and relational your work is, and even like sharing the space, your artist talk with other people, and then sharing your artwork, your performance, and it's very, and you're so patient, UGA. Like, this is incredible. So thank you for giving the time to.
I mean,
share
you
this.
are so patient. Well, I'm trying to sorting all the thoughts in my mind. Thank you for that. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have a. Does anyone have any questions before the surprise?